Prahlad's strength did not come from anger or fear. He trusted Lord Vishnu completely. He is everywhere. Hiranyakashipu struck the pillar. With a mighty roar, Lord Vishnu appeared as Narasimha, half lion, half man. With a mighty roar, Lord Vishnu appeared um, with a mighty roar. At twilight on the palace doorstep, Lord Narasimha ended Hiranyakashipu's pride. Arav asked Pati what happened to Prahlad. Grandma, Lord Narasimha blessed him. Prahlad only asked for the love of the Lord and for his father to be freed from his wrongdoings. The Lord granted both and asked Prahlad to rule with kindness. Arav asked, so is Narasimha Jayanti about faith and belief? Grandma said yes, quiet and steady faith. Arav finished his panakam quietly and along with his pati folded his hands. Chitas and the Jaipur Jackals had just ended. The scoreboard read 2-0 in favor of the Chitas. The Jackals threw their hockey sticks aside and sprawled out on the benches, panting. The dry heat of Chittor pressed down on the girls from cool, misty Jaipur. Come on, girls, don't lose hope. You still have the second half of play left, said the Jackals coach Jayanti. The team groaned. I can't take this heat anymore, groaned Captain Shailu, squeezing sweat from her hair. I can't move, mumbled Ananya, lying face down on the ground. We are dehydrated, said Neela. There's no way we can play. Coach Jayanti looked at her gloomy team as she handed out water bottles. The Jackals were under 14 champions back home, and now they were about to crash out in the very first round. Wanting to lift their spirits, Coach Jayanti picked up a hockey stick and expertly dribbled the ball around. Come on, who wants to tackle me? Coach, said Neela, sitting up. It looks like the ball is glued to your stick. It's like magic. Coach laughed. Do you know who was called the magician of hockey? Major Dhyan Chand. His ball control was so extraordinary. People actually wondered if there was some special glue or a magnet hidden in his stick. The girls gathered around as coach pulled up an old black and white video of Major Dhyan Chand playing. Ananya whistled. He is sensational. He led India to 3 Olympic gold medals, said coach. In the 1936 Olympics, that final against Germany, India was leading just 1-0 at half time. The match could have gone either way. Dhyanchand had even broken a tooth in a collision, but in the second half, the Indian team was on fire. Dhyanchand threw off his shoes and played barefoot, scoring 3 goals. And guess what? India won 8-1. They didn't give up, murmured Shailu, trying a wet towel around her neck. The others followed. They poured water over their heads. tight huddle and shouted, "Go, jackals!" Shailu and midfielders broke through the cheetah's defense and passed to Ananya, who scored the first goal for the jackals, wiping their faces with their wet neck towels. They shoulder, so they soldiered, uh, they soldiered on. The defenders, like a fort, didn't allow the cheetahs to score any goals. But 5 minutes before the end of play, the cheetahs dribbled the ball towards the jackal's goal and struck. Neela dived, intercepting the strike. She passed on. She passed to Shailu, who feinted left, swerved right, and slipped between two defenders. Shailu passed to Ananya, who took a clean strike past the goalie's outstretched hand. The ball slammed into the net seconds before the final whistle blew. The score was 2-2. The match ended in a draw, but the Jackals huddled together and cheered for themselves. They hadn't won the match, but they had found their courage. Nivedita Reddy. Know Your Bharat, a medieval marvel. When Rakesh Bhaiya decided to get married at Tanjavur, it did not go down well with his cousin Tejas. He was a city boy who was expecting a destination wedding. But Tanjavur, a nondescript town, he was not impressed. But Rakesh Bhaiya, having grown up in Tanjavur, was firm. And as Tejas was close to Rakesh, he agreed to attend. However, the wedding bored Tejas. Rakesh's friend Sandeep offered to take the guests sightseeing. Hey, what does this small town have to offer? Tejas chuckled. When they arrived at the Brihadishwar Shiva temple, its grandeur struck him. This temple is also known as the Thanjai Periya Kovil, Tanjavur Big Temple. Sandeep said, the Chola Emperor Ramaraja built this in the 11th century. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. One of the guests chipped in. Right, these temple's original monuments were built around a moat. Sandeep continued. What material is this temple built with? It looks quite sturdy, said Tejas. Entirely built with granite stone. Sandeep said as he led everyone inside. The temple's plan and development use the rules of geometry. Wow, Tejas said softly when he saw the statue of Nandi, the sacred bull of Lord Shiva. Hari Om.
आपने मत चलाय ना सॉरी
पण आले आणखी
हो हो
मी देते
हां
पण आले अजून
आले
Tejas said softly when he saw the statue of Nandi, the sacred bull of Lord Shiva, 13 feet high and 16 feet wide. The statue was sculpted from a single rock. Sandeep's sister Swapna said. Tejas's eyes widened when he craned his neck to look at the main temple tower. He heard Sandeep saying, "This is the tallest of its kind in the world, 216 feet high." Tejas's ears almost fell out. With eyes as wide as saucers, he said, "I am sure it took 50 to 60 years to complete." You think actually it took only 7 years to construct this massive temple complex, Sandeep said with an amused expression. The stones used to build this temple have no mortar or cement holding them together. In fact, the stone at the top weighs nearly 80 tons. What? Tejas said. How did they take it up there? With elephants and inclined planes, of course, Swapna said with a grin. The group walked around the complex to see sculptures and inscriptions. Swapna narrated a local legend about Rajaraja Chola, the chief sculptor of the temple, would chew betel leaves while working. He always had a spittoon handy. One day, someone moved it from its usual place. The sculptor, immersed in his work, spat, but the hand that held the spittoon was the king's. The sculptor was apologetic, but the king applauded his dedication and rewarded him generously. While leaving the complex, they just admitted, okay, Tanjavur is not all that boring, but don't tell Rakesh Bhaiya. Sandeep grinned. World Heritage Day, 18th April. Usha Sundaresan. Superman, Hanuman. How does one become a superhero like Hanuman? Simple. Know about the life of Hanuman. Here is a quiz on Hanumanji. Choose the correct answer by selecting one of the four options and become a Bal Hanuman superhero. Hanuman is the son of Anjani. Choose the odd one. Hanuman, Maruti, Kesari, Nandan, Sugriv. Young Hanuman jumped into the sky to eat dash thinking it to be a fruit. Sun. Who was the guru of Hanuman? Surya. Who hit Hanuman by the powerful Astra Vajra? Indra. Hanuman always chanted the name of Sri Ram. Crowd heard. Give me an example of a collective noun. A garbage bin. Lucky man, winners. Pranika Devi. Age 12 Tumkur. Achira Agrawal. Age 6 Gurgaon. Giridhar C. Aji. Age 12 Chennai. Answer to mask with Dasharath Lakshman Shatrugna Vasishta Kaikeyi. Shatrugna Bharat Jatayu Kumbhakarna Vibhishan Hanuman. Readers' feedback. Jokes are funny. Readers across the world read it. The stories are informative and much needed. They give me knowledge about our history with each story having a significance. Puzzles are fun to solve and it's nice to get a free book as a reward. If you are lucky, Swami Shivan and the Chessboards help me learn good things. Comics are helpful for special things. For example, last month, why do we offer Arati? My friends did it and chasing butterflies. As his mother Anjana watched him, he stopped near a bird building its nest and asked, Ma, how does it know how to build that? Later, he tasted a gooseberry and made a face. Why is it so sour? His mother smiled, just play now. You will find out later. But he shook his head. No, no, I want to know. Anjana listened patiently. When she saw how serious he was, she gently said, if you really want to learn more, go to Suryadeva Sangat. Lesson after lesson, he listened carefully. Suryadev watched him and saw true dedication. Pleased, he taught him with full heart. In a very short time, it is said, in just 60 hours, Hanuman mastered what his focus and his brave heart. Sharada Mohan. Close, voices soft with worry. One mother tucked her cheek closer. Our little ones, where will they grow up? An elder penguin nodded, remembering winters that felt more certain. Then Piggy stepped forward. We have to tell them somehow. That's when Piggy noticed the warm glow from the human tents across the ice. The scientists who studied them but didn't yet see what they needed to see. An idea sparked in her mind. When darkness wrapped around Antarctica that night, the penguins moved together in silent understanding. They approached the tents cautiously. Each penguin slipped inside a tent gently and looked around for the torchlights. One by one, they found the torches. Then click, a light broke through the darkness, then another and another. Each penguin turned on their torchlight. The scientists stared awake, confused and amazed. But the penguins were already waddling away, their stolen lights bobbing like tiny beacons of urgency. The humans stumbled out into the cold, following the strange procession across the sea ice. The penguins moved with purpose, leading the way to the truth. They needed someone to witness. It was a strange sight to see penguins holding torches in their beaks and moving in a line followed by a confused bunch of scientists braving the killing cold of an Antarctican night. After a while, Peggy and the other penguins stopped. They gently placed the torch on the ice beneath their feet. The light from all the torches lit the ground up, and that's why when the problem was visible, cracks spider waved across the surface and dark water rushed into spaces where ground used to be. The penguins stood there in the glow of the torches. They didn't make a sound. The breaking ice spoke for them. One scientist felt tears sting her eyes. This is where they live. This is what we have done. Her hands shook as she lifted her camera, capturing evidence of loss, of a world crying out. The images spread across the world, and people felt something shift inside them. Slowly, people began to change. They chose reusable bags, remembering Peggy's battle across breaking ice. They planted trees, thinking of penguin chicks who deserved a future. One peaceful night, Peggy stood beneath a blanket of stars and thought to herself, sometimes all it takes is a little light to help others see. World Penguin Day, 25th April. Keshav and Partha, you are never alone. Bye, Partha. See you soon. Keshav called out, waving excitedly as the car rolled away. Soon, Keshav was going to his maternal home for one whole month. One full month. Parth waved back with a brave smile, though his heart felt strangely heavy. Who would he play with now? Who would he argue with? Who would steal the bigger ice cream? As Keshav was gone, Parth tried to keep himself busy. He read storybooks, helped Ma in the kitchen, and wondered who could that be. It was time to head back home, and as he crossed the road near the garden, a car zoomed past him. Whoosh! Parth jumped back. Thank God, I didn't get hit, he said softly. As Parth was walking down the road toward home, he saw that the road was closed for some repair work. There was no way to walk, and he didn't know any other route. As he was thinking about how he could go home, a familiar voice called out, Partha, all good. He turned to see the uncle who lived next door, waving from his car. The uncle smiled and said, Come, hop in. Relieved, Parth climbed in. Thank God, he thought, at least I don't have to walk the entire way. At home, Parth found Ma cleaning the kitchen. Cooked dal grains were everywhere. What happened, Ma? He asked, worried. The pressure cooker lid flew off, she said, sighing. Thank God I had stepped away to answer the phone. Parth helped her clean, feeling grateful. That evening, Appa came home smiling wide. I got a promotion, he announced. Yay, Parth cheered. Thank God, the project worked. Appa laughed, ice cream treat for everyone. They had a nice family outing after an eventful day. As Parth stepped out of the ice cream shop later, he noticed something on the roadside, a peacock feather. He picked it up and smiled. It reminded him of Keshav and his favorite cap, which had a peacock feather drawn on it. Suddenly, Keshav's words returned clearly in his mind. You are never alone. Parth looked up at the sky and had a flash of understanding. Is it Bhagavan? He whispered. Was God the one who was with me all day? He smiled. Maybe Keshav was far away. But Parth knew now his best friend was always right beside him. His big Roshni. Joy of jokes, Reshma said. Titanic, what a movie. I have seen it 10 times already. You? Rita said once. I understood it the first time I saw it. Employee said. I have just got married, sir. Could you please give me a raise? Boss said, look here, the company is not responsible for the mistakes you make in your spare time. Beggar said, sir, have you lost your wallet? Passerby, no, I haven't. Beggar said, good, then you can give me a rupee. Teacher said, do you know the meaning of coincidence? Can anyone give me an example? Rahul said, my mother got married on the same day that my father got married. That is a coincidence. Govinda said, today a bus went over my head. Gopal, good Lord, but nothing has happened to you, Govinda. No, that is because I was standing under the bridge. Yogesh said, tell me how many signals are there between Dadar and Kalyan stations? Ramesh said, three, red, amber and green. Okay, mom and dad know what's good for your child's teeth. Raisins, soft, sweet, tasty raisins. Researchers in the Chicago College of Dentistry in America have found the presence of 5 antioxidants in raisins which protect the teeth from cavities. Of these, the most important is an antioxidant called oleanolic, which discourages the growth of bacteria in the teeth. So now, don't hesitate to tuck a handful of raisins into your kids' pockets and do use them liberally in payasams, srikandas, ice creams, and other desserts. Anagha and the Butterfly Garden. Think and ink. In a small village surrounded by green hills, little Anagha lived with her mother. Their home had a sunny garden where flowers sometimes bloomed. One bright morning, Anagha saw a shimmering blue butterfly. Wait, don't fly away, she shouted, running after it. But third, she tripped on a stone and fell. Ouch, my knee, she cried. Her mother rushed over. Be careful, Anaga, she said gently, cleaning the scrape. A few days later, Anaga spotted an orange and black butterfly. I will catch you this time, she yelled, running faster than ever. Slip, crash. She fell again, scraping her hands and crying. Her mother hugged her and said softly, Anaga, if you chase butterflies, you will never catch them. But if you grow flowers, they will come on their own. Anaga nodded. Together, they planted seeds, watered them, and cared for the garden. Days later, the garden was full of colorful flowers, and butterflies came fluttering all around. Anaga laughed. They came to me, she said. Her mother smiled and said, see, patience and care bring their own magic. Nitya Jaiswal, age 11 years, Mumbai. Parent feedback. Hari Om. I would like to thank you for publishing such a lovely magazine for kids. The stories, quizzes, and activities are awesome. Even I read them in my free time. Mohit Agarwal, father of a reader from Gurgaon. Hari Om. Shri Chinmay Sadgurave Namaha. Hari Om.